register ID is 20DEP20F1007. I am from program DEP1A. I am with my friend Adylxon Moses, and his register ID is 20DEP24F1003. To measure resistance using an analog multimeter, you can follow this general step. Firstly, set the multimeter, which is turn the multimeter dial to the resistance measurement board. The symbol for resistance is the Greek letter omega, and choose the appropriate resistance range if your multimeter has multiple range, and start with the highest range to avoid overloading the meter, especially when the resistance is unknown. Secondly, prepare the component. Make sure the component or circuit part you are measuring is powered off and completely discharged. Residual voltage may affect the reading and can also damage the multimeter. Thirdly, connect the probes. Insert the black probe into the COM common terminal and the red probe into the omega terminal of the multimeter. Touch the black probe to one end of the component or resistance and the red probe to the other end. Also, read the measurement. Look at the needle or scale on the analog multimeter. The needle position will indicate the resistance value on the scale. If your meter has a specific scale for low, medium, or high resistance, ensure you are reading from the correct scale. Moreover, interpreting the reading. Note the resistance value where the needle points. If you are using a multimeter with a multiple range, make sure to apply the correct scale factor to your reading. In addition, turn off the multimeter. To conserve battery life, turn off the multimeter after use. So that's all.
Okay, for now I'll be explaining the precaution for handling an analog multimeter during a measurement. So first, always check the multimeter look for any visible damage before using it. For example, like cracks, fire wires, or loose connection. Damaged multimeter can provide incorrect reading and could be hazardous. For example, imagine you are about to measure the voltage of a power supply. You notice the probe insulation is peeling. If you proceed, there's a risk of electrical shock. By inspecting it first, you can avoid this from happening. Okay, for precaution number 2, you can ensure that the set of multimeter to correct measurement range before testing. Setting it too high may give you unreadable result, while setting it too low could damage the meter. Suppose you are measuring a 12-volt battery. If you accidentally set the meter to 1-volt range, the needle might slam against the end, potentially damaging the internal mechanics. Okay, for precaution number 3, connect the probes correctly to the circuits when you're testing. The black probe should go to the negative or ground side and the right probe to the positive. Reversing this connection can damage the meter or lead to inaccurate reading. For example, you are measuring the voltage of a car battery and accidentally connect the black probe to a positive terminal. You will likely get incorrect result. You may blow a fuse in a multimeter, so double check before you're making a contact. So fourth, avoid measuring current directly without a proper setup. Analog multimeter are sensitive to direct current and require proper support to handle current measurement, like using a shunt resistor or following the specific current measurement input. So, for example, let's say you're measuring the current in a household appliance. Connecting the multimeter directly into the current circuit without a right setup could blow an internal fuse or even damage the multimeter. So always use a proper connection setting for current. And lastly, remember to turn off your multimeter after you're done. This is not only to conserve your battery life, but to also prevent accidental damage if the meter is left in an active state. For example, imagine you finish testing a power source but forget to turn the multimeter off. Later, you grab it for another measurement and accidentally touch the probe, which may still be set on a high voltage setting. But turning it off when you're not using it, you will avoid this risk. So the conclusion is, always check for damage, set the correct range, connect the probe correctly, avoid direct current measurement without setup, and turn off the multimeter after usage. Following this precaution will ensure accurate reading and keep you safe during a measurement. So, thank you for listening.